Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do my March roll for TBR. I'm going to start by doing my February campaign debrief, and so I'm going to put the timestamp here for when that is, and then I'll put the timestamp for when I roll for March. Just in case you don't care how February went and you don't want to see me roll to figure out, you know, how many coins I get or whatever the case is. For February, I did not successfully complete my campaign. I read 7 out of 9 books for that campaign. So unfortunately, I do not get to get the 100 coins for successfully completing the campaign, but I do get to roll 7 times to see how many points that I get. So let's go ahead and roll for those 7 books. So we have 20, 10, 100, 80, 70, 90, and 60. Okay, so not bad rolls. If my math in this moment is correct, that is 430 points for those 7 books, which is not bad at all. And I don't know if I completed any side quests in the month of February, but yesterday did mark 1 year on BookTube, so I am going to count that as kind of like a side quest or whatever. Here I am a year later, still going strong, so I'm going to roll for being on BookTube for 1 year. And that's another 80. Again, if my math is correct, I think that's 510. That means that I can now roll for my March TBR. So to start, I am going to roll my D10 to figure out how many books I need to read this month, and I'm going to pray that it is not 9 or 10. 6. 6 is not bad. I'll take a 6. So I'm starting a new campaign sheet for March, and I'm just making a note that I have to read 6 books. So the way that this works, I actually made copies of these printables, and I will try to remember to link them in the description. If I don't, just remind me in the comments and I'll put them in here. I was going to go through and make little like cards so that I could like keep it, and it would say, you know, like whatever my advantage or disadvantage was or whatever to go with it. I'm not doing that. I'm just writing it down in the bottom, like in January. Right here I did my math notes. So like for January, I had the disadvantage of I only got half coins when I rolled, and so I just made a note of that down in the notes section. So I ended up not making those. I'm going to roll my D4 to figure out how I'm going to choose my books for this month. And that is a 3, which means that I'm going to alternate. So I'm going to do prompts, and I'm going to do a combination of rolling for format and genre. So I'm going to start off with my D20 for prompts. 20 is advantage. So here are the advantages. I am going to roll my D8, if I can find it. 1 is earn a re-roll. And so that means that if I roll something in this roll that I don't like, I can re-roll it. So one more time, my prompt is, okay, so the prompt was 13, and that is I choose. So for the first book, I choose what I read. So it's off to a good start. Next, I am doing format and genre. And so for format, I roll a D6, and genre, I roll a D12. So I'm just going to roll both of them at the same time. If I can find them, there's my D12 and D6. Okay. Okay, so 4 is a paperback and 1 is a disadvantage. Uh-oh. So for disadvantage, I am going to roll that D8 again. And I got 5, which is the first book on my Goodreads feed. So I'll write that down and then we'll look at that together. But it's supposed to be a paperback, so it might take a little bit of doing to figure out the first one that I come across that I actually own that is a paperback, but we'll go with it. Next is D20 for prompt, and that is a 5. So 5 is a 25 and 2025 book. Oh my goodness, and I've gone through a bunch of those already, so I have no idea what I have left to read. So we'll see. I might re-roll that one, but I'm going to wait and see what else I get first. Format and genre again. Okay, so 3 is an audiobook and 6 is a romantasy. So I need to find a romantasy audiobook. I'm going to do prompts next. 17 is a newer release, so something in the last year or two. One more. I think that's a 2 and a 2. So that would be a hardcover YA or middle grades. Let me look at what my Goodreads would be first before I decide. So Goodreads, looking for something that I would have in paperback. Okay, so on the homepage I didn't see anything, so I just went to Discover and I'm going to see what's on there. If there's anything that I own in paperback. I do have that one, but it's in hardback. So I may need to re-roll this one just because I can't find anything. Oh, I found one. Okay, I found one. Okay, so I'm going to keep that one and I'll show you what it is in a second. So I am going to re-roll the 25 and 2025. So I'm going to re-roll for another prompt. I think that's 12. So 12 is roll for 100. So roll for 100. Let's see what I get. Oh boy, that didn't hold that. Okay. What did I get? 27? Was that what was on the top? 27? I'm on my chair, and so it's moving a little bit, but I think it was 27, so I'll have to check on my computer and see what that one is. So I'm going to look and see what number 27 is, and I'm going to pull books for these prompts, and then I will show you what I pulled. First up is the I Choose book, and I'm going to make this one The Dragon Reborn. This is the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series. The Goodreads paperback, the first one that I saw that I owned in paperback on Goodreads was This Is How You Lose the Time War. So I'm going to read that. Next up is Romantasy audio. So I am going to read The Enchanted Greenhouse. I do have this physically, but I'm going to listen to the audiobook for that. A newer release, I'm going to be finishing Operation Bounce House. I'm about 1/4 of the way through that, so I'm going to finish it. My YA hardcover, I'm going to read Cytonic, which is the 3rd book in the Skyward series. And then number 27 on my roll for 100 was Six of Crows. So I'm going to be reading Six of Crows. That is my March TBR so far. Will I read more than that? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that is it for this video. Hopefully I will see you in another one soon. Bye guys.